Hey everybody! This video is the second part of my Kalalau backpacking adventure where I'm hiking the stunningly beautiful Napali coast of Kauai. I will share some of the spectacular scenery I filmed along this trail and, as usually, pack in some information and trivia which I hope one or the other viewer may find useful. Quick resume what happened in my previous video about the Kalalau trail. I flew into Liu airport on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. For one night I stayed in a hotel and then the next morning took a taxi to get to the trailhead of the Kalalau trail. From Haena State Park I hiked to the Hanakoa Valley where, shortly after passing the 6 miles trail marker, there is a campground. That's where I stayed for the night. All this is narrated in the previous video. If you move your cursor over the upper right corner of this video, you will see an information link which will open thumbnails which will redirect you to the videos of my Hawaiian mini-series. So, let's get right into this video now. I decided to hike the Kalalau trail in 2 relatively relaxed days rather than in one very long and strenuous day. Therefore, I stayed at the so-called 6 miles camp, which is located shortly after the 6 miles trail marker. The campsites are located in the woods on old agricultural terraces along both sides of the Hanakoa stream. The camping permit you purchase for the Kalalau trail is also valid there. Many hikers do the Kalalau trail in one day, and there are even trail runners who do the whole trail 12 miles in and out over rugged terrain along exposed cliffs in one day. I am a slow hiker on purpose. I love the time I am on the trail. I frequently stop, sit down, eat, drink, enjoy the scenery, plus all the extra time I need for photographing and filming. Along the trail and campsites, there is no water supply other than the streams itself, and it is highly recommended that you use a water filter or water purifier to treat the stream water before drinking. On this trip I used the Sawyer mini filter. Next morning I packed up early and went back onto the trail. Only 1 mile after the campground, I'm coming to the famous or infamous Crawler's Ledge, which is right around the 7 miles marker. Yeah, there's some sheer drop-off. Don't fall. Crawler's Ledge. I consider myself an experienced and hardened hiker from the countless alpine level hikes I did in the Alps. So I thought Crawler's Ledge would be a piece of cake. Truth to be told, I was scared on Crawler's Ledge. The sheer drop-off to the seaward side, the exposure, the vertical wall on the cliffside, only leaving a very narrow ledge. It did make my guts cringe. Please be mindful when you encounter other hikers in that section. There are only 1 or 2 tiny corners where you can safely pass each other on this narrow ledge. Better and safer is to look and make sure that there is no one else coming from the other direction. If someone comes from the opposite direction, stop early and signal each other to find a place that is safe for passing each other. Particular caution please if you or they have bulky backpacks on. There are no ropes or steel cables securing the ledge. There is not really anything to hold tight. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, one I will surely never forget. Once you made it through Crawler's Ledge, which is a hair-raising but only short section of the whole trail, you're pretty much good and have the worst part behind you. A couple miles more to hike and you are already on the descent to Kalalau Beach. A little bit of general information on the Kalalau trail. Permits are required for camping and day use hikes beyond Hanakapiai. Camping permits can be obtained online from the Hawaiian State Park's website or the state park office. The trail is 12 miles one way from the trailhead at Haena State Park to the Kalalau beach. The trail is the only land access to the rugged Napali coast. Napali is the Hawaiian word for high cliffs. The spectacular cliffs rise up to 1,200 meters, about 4,000 feet. The trail traverses 5 major valleys and many smaller ones. It involves some up and down hiking. The trail keeps to the seaward coastline, which offers gorgeous views. The mountainsides are rugged, steep, and yet covered with a lush green vegetation, giving the Napali coast a natural grandeur that my videos just cannot do justice. Lush rainforests, sculpted mountains, spectacular beaches, and the Pacific Ocean. Kauai is also called the Garden Island, for it is so green and verdant. The campground at the Kalalau beach is set on a narrow strip of wooded land between the beach and the cliffs. The cliffs are brittle and there are signs warning of falling rocks, so stay a bit off the cliffs. Campsites are not numbered, but there are many and you just pick your spot on arrival. Many of the tent sites are located on historic agricultural terraces, which were once used to grow taro. It is requested to leave the stone walls undisturbed. After I chose my spot and set up my tent, I enjoyed a little well-deserved rest with a tent fly rolled back. It's actually pretty cool that the fly of my new tent can be pulled back halfway in one move to reveal a panoramic view with good ventilation and a nice airy feel to it, and yet be out of the reach of the mosquitoes. I was an absolute favorite with the local mosquito population. Even in some of the scenes filmed, you can see my arms, legs and face covered in welts from mosquito bites. I learned the hard way not to forget bug repellent. Learn from my mistakes, kiddies. I'm actually prone to make a bunch in every situation I'm going through. This waterfall at the far end of the Kalalau beach is used by most campers as water source.
Yeah, with waterfalls you always have to be careful because of falling rocks. There's always a chance of falling rocks, but I need water, so I have to get there.
The only other freshwater source in the valley is the stream that you have to cross through before reaching the campground. The Kalalau Trail brochure issued by Hawaii State Park Office asks to use soap away from the streams to protect the water source, as they are the only source of fresh water in the valley. I did see a camper using this waterfall as a shower, using large quantities of shampoo and soap, making the whole stream foam like shit, and certainly not biodegradable stuff. The guy arrived with a towel and a large toiletry bag as if he was just walking into a spa. I just sat there and didn't say a word, kind of feeling helpless at what the fuck are you doing there? Probably I should have said something, I don't know, or is that none of my business? Well, please feel free to discuss. By the way, sometimes there is an opportunity to hitch a ride with a jet ski and boat to get out of the Kalalau beach. Some campers who had hiked in were too wary to hike back out the same way. It's a long and strenuous day hike, and not everybody felt like they wanted to see Crawler's Ledge again. This is, as far as I know, no regular service though, and you need some cash money on you. I was lucky to get a ride out the next day, and it was so cool to see the trail high up on the cliffs from the sea. Okay, with this video I wrapped up my Hawaiian mini-series. So finally I'm free to go on to my next project. I already have new adventure projects coming right up. If you like my adventure stuff, please come back to my next videos. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Check out the other videos of my Hawaiian mini-series. And I leave you now with some last beautiful images from Kauai. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.